everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let us learn guidelines related to ICD Chapter 2 Neoplasms. I have already uploaded a video related to ICD 10cm Chapter 1 guidelines. Please check it out in my playlist CPC Exam ICD 10cm series. You can also find many ICD practice questions in that playlist. Today, let's focus on neoplasm. First, we have to know what is a neoplasm. A neoplasm is simply an abnormal growth of tissue. It can be cancerous or non-cancerous. When coding neoplasm, we can usually start in one of two places, that is, start in the alphabetic index. Use this when histology, that is, cell type is documented. Next, start in the table of neoplasm. So, there are two ways we can code neoplasm. We have to start in the alphabetic index or in the table of neoplasm. So, the table of neoplasm is organized by body site, not by histology. Every site has 6 columns representing the behavior of the tumor. Okay. In your ICD manual, there is table of neoplasm, and this table is organized by body site, and there are 6 columns representing the behavior of the tumor. So these are the 6 neoplasm categories. First is primary malignancy, that is original cancer site. For example, you can say lung cancer that started in the lung. So it is the original cancer site. Next is secondary malignancy, cancer that has spread, that is metastasis. So we can say lung cancer spreading to the spine. So your lung is the primary site and spine is secondary site. So there is metastasis from lungs to spine. The cancerous cells travel through the bloodstream, forming new tumors. Next, carcinoma in situ. Early cancer that has not invaded nearby tissue. It may grow large enough to cause problems. Next is benign neoplasms. It is non-cancerous and there are no precancerous cells, for example, lipoma. Fifth one is uncertain behavior. If the pathology shows dysplasia, it could become a cancer. It is of uncertain behavior. Next is unspecified. The provider has not documented the nature yet. Unspecified neoplasm means the provider has identified an abnormal growth or mass but has not yet determined what type it is. This is important. Remember that uncertain behavior is not as same as unspecified. Uncertain behavior means pathology shows abnormal cells which could become a cancer. Okay. Next is unspecified, which means there was no analysis done. Make a note of this. And also you must know that not everything is in the table. Some tumors are not listed in the table of neoplasms. For example, lipomas, melanomas, neuroendocrine tumors, Merkel cell carcinoma, and some polyps. These must be coded from the alphabetic index, not the table. Now let us see how to code primary and secondary cancer. This is very important. As you all know, primary malignancy is where the cancer started and secondary malignancy is where it spread. So here is the sequencing rule. If the primary cancer is the reason for visit, code for primary site first. If metastasis is the reason for visit, code for secondary site first. So we are coding based on the reason for the visit. If primary site is unknown and when encounter is directed at secondary site, select code for secondary site first followed by C80.1, which is malignant neoplasm unspecified primary site, because the primary site is unknown. Now let us see special situations how to code. First situation, anemia with cancer. So here there are two possibilities. First, anemia caused by the cancer and presents for treatment of anemia. Then you have to sequence cancer first followed by D63.0, that is anemia in neoplastic disease. Second possibility, if anemia is caused by chemotherapy or radiation, then first you will code anemia followed by cancer and then adverse effect code. Okay. Next situation, encounters for chemo, radiation or immunotherapy. If the patient is coming for the therapy itself, okay, then you have to code Z51.0 if it is for radiotherapy, Z51.11 if it is for chemotherapy, Z51.12 if it is for immunotherapy. So how we will sequence this? First Z code, second active cancer code. First you will code for therapy, later cancer. If the tumor was surgically removed, if therapy is ongoing, the cancer is still coded as active. Okay? This sentence is very important. Remember, if tumor was surgically removed and therapy is still ongoing, then the cancer is still coded as active. Third situation, dehydration due to cancer. If dehydration is the reason for visit, first code dehydration, second cancer. Next, surgical complications. If complication is the reason for visit, first code complication, then cancer or history of cancer. When to use history of malignant neoplasm code, that is Z85. We have to use Z85 when the primary cancer has been removed, no chemo or radiation is ongoing, and there is no evidence of remaining cancer. This means the cancer is not active anymore. In that case, you have to code history of malignant neoplasm. I have also made a video related to neoplasm sequencing. It is already in my channel's playlist, CPC Exam ICD 10cm series. The link to that video will be mentioned in the description. Please go through it. After surgery, chemo and radiation. If the cancer was removed surgically but the patient is still receiving chemo or radiation, the cancer is still considered active. First we have to code cancer, then therapy code. Okay. Next, multiple tumors in the same organ. They may be separate primary cancers or one primary with metastasis. If the documentation is unclear, we have to query the provider. Next, important codes to know. C80.0. Disseminated malignant neoplasm. It is used only when cancer is widespread, no primary or secondary sites are known. And C80.1, which is malignant neoplasm unspecified primary site. It is used when we know the patient has cancer but primary site cannot be determined. Okay. For C80.0, the cancer will be widespread but primary or secondary sites are not known. Then we'll code C80.0, disseminated malignant neoplasm. C80.1 is used when there is malignant neoplasm, unspecified primary site. When primary site cannot be determined and we know the patient has cancer. Okay. Next, G89.3 is for pain due to cancer. It is used when the visit is for pain control which is related to cancer and pain is the main reason for encounter. Then first we'll code G89.3 which is for pain due to cancer followed by the neoplasm code. We'll sequence pain code first, second neoplasm. Next scenario, if the visit is for cancer management and pain is secondary, then we have to code G89.3 as the second code. Okay. There is another important code C84.7A which is for breast implant associated ALCL. We have to use this code alone, should not use complication code from chapter 19. Okay. This particular code C84.7A is the specific ICD 10cm code created to identify breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma. Okay. So this code captures the condition more accurately than any complication code. That's why coding guidelines instruct us to use this code, not any complication code. So we have come to the end of the video. I have mentioned 2 questions. Let's try to solve. This is the first question. Code for patient has advanced metastatic disease and no known primary or secondary sites specified. So which code we'll use for this case? It is C80.0. We already studied that if the cancer is widespread and no primary or secondary sites are known, then we'll use C80.0. Next, when an episode of care involves the surgical removal of neoplasm followed by chemotherapy or radiation treatment, which code should be listed as principal diagnosis and which code should be listed as secondary diagnosis? So, what is the right answer? The right answer is first we'll code neoplasm code, second therapy code. If the cancer was removed surgically but the patient is still receiving chemo or radiation, then cancer is still considered active. So, code the cancer first, then the therapy code. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.